20 minutes to kill, so I figured, fine. Wide open for anybody who needs it. Well, not like that. That just sounds nasty. So, I know I haven't been, like, as active as I usually should be. Eh, it is what it is. But, I don't know, it's just like, if I was gonna be doing, like, regular, like, ratings, like how usually some other tarot channels do it, I don't know, I just feel weird just being all like, okay, so here's what this sign's getting, but, you know, it's really just like looking at somebody's sun sign, and you can't really tell that much just from the sun. And it might take a little bit of explanation. Hi, Kayla. I'm just hanging in there. I got time to kill, pretty much. Nothing too fancy just yet, but it's just so, for me, it's just so difficult to be all like, okay, and saying the whole skadibble of like, okay, this is for X sign, and for this sign, try looking at your moon, or your ascendant first, and then sun and all that, and the specific planets. That would take way too long. I mean, just put a big disclaimer in the front every time. So, I'm just trying to figure out, like, mainly what should be like my big, big question that I ask. Hey, Michael. Kind of like like a specific question, and then put it for like, okay, is like, for example, is this two-timing man twathead? Is he actually really two-timing, or is he not two-timing? Yeah, kind of like that. And then I just answer the question, and if somebody's facing that, they can come in and be all like, two-timer? Well, kind of silent there for the high priestess, and kind of being drawn in by somebody's words just based on how it's looking. It really just all depends on like really how it gets received. That's the best way I can put it. So it's just really just fair game right now, up until like the person that comes in about 15 minutes gets here. Then yeah, so it's fair game. I just won't be going as like over the top of crazy woozy wooey, like, okay, everybody gets like that many cards, which is like about 10. No, I won't be going another ambulance. That's like the 5th one today. Good lord. Oh. Yeah, it's pretty much just completely open. It's just that I won't go any more than, say, like 2 cards or so. And I'm using the Dark Grimoire Tarot. That is if it does get used at all. And that one day when I had a big table flip moment, yeah. That day I was just so agitated. Because one minute I'm trying to like go live on my own computer and using that horrible webcam, and I just barely touch like the cord for the webcam, and it just goes, oh, you touched me. Oh, no, you touched me. I'm not gonna work. You touched me. Nope, I'm done. And then I had to unplug it, restart it, and plug it back in. And I did not want to do that again. And I got frustrated because the environment around me was too loud, and I've told him beforehand going live, and meh. So yeah, it was just a big table flip moment. I'm not going anywhere. Nope. Not at all. Let me just do this real quick. Get that like that. Oh, whoops, wrong button. All right. It's just that sometimes the chat feature goes all, so we're gonna just have you put in the top chat. Okay. Top chat, huh? Wow. I don't know why it would be considered a top chat, because I didn't know that YouTube actually, you know, did that. Of course, I'm speaking suggestively here. Let me see here. You know what? I'll put myself in the spot, Squirt. Tell me the current standing in general. For me. Oh, well, screw you too. Right now, I'm in the tower. Great. Okay. I'll go with it. Okay, then what's coming face first then, off the ground? Coming face first is the Eight of Swords. Well, okay, that's nice to know. I'm good. This is going up. So it looks like I'm being broken out of a shell, being held captive by a freaky deaky three-eyed cyclops with tentacles and hentai-inspired BS. And the remaining part that's still standing is the Knight of Swords. And oh boy, it's the headless Capricorn man. Because there's a Capricorn, he's red. So, an oh snap moment of me being broken free, of being let loose of containment and just flying all around the sky crazy with somebody's head. Okay. Wow, okay. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna nod. And I'm gonna be encountering, okay, the Knight of Pentacles, which is this thing. So we have he who's blown it, he who's Sir Lancelotin quick, and then we have he who is Sir Lancelotin, you know, painfully slow. And he's holding a spear of light, okay. Apparently, there's a Queen of Wands that's causing all this. But on top of my head's the King of Swords. Wow, okay, we're getting quite pokey here. Sticks and... I'm having the Empress come chase after me. Coming at me. Okay, boy, what comes next? Well, that's a good thing to have behind. The Four of Swords behind, and it actually kind of does look like the state I was in. Except not in a cemetery, it looks like. I'm seeing myself as a farewell world and weeping woman in the front, like, oh no, it's going out to sea. And it looks like some people are aware that I'm losing my mind. Well, you guys must be new here. And I'm hoping for death, but I'm also fearing death, which is really odd. It says a big giant white door to God knows where. But the outcome is, oh look at that. I get drunk by a fountain of youth. And then there's the wheel, you know, me sneaking in on a congregation that's like, oh, whoops. And then, oh, look at that. 3 knights, 1D. And then, oh my lord. That's just crazy. 3 knights, 3D, and 3 of cups. That's just nasty. So we got Lancelotin fast and hot, fast and blowing it, and slow and painfully, like, slow. I don't know, I got nothing. But okay, I get it. Congregation and then also giving back to the people, okay. It kind of feels like what I'm doing right now. But, I don't think I'm going to be wanting to go. I don't like where that's going to be going. Or, no, I don't trust that. Oh, that's creepy. I don't want to go to a statue by myself with somebody. But other than that, looks like I'm kind of okay, but it's just I'm ready to get harassed by the 3 knights. We 3K. I almost said we 3. Well, that was kind of weird. Not the card out of the deck. We 3 kinks. Like kinks, not. You know what I mean. I hope. If you don't know, well, you're new here, so I'll let it slide. Oh. I'm actually really surprised nobody's asked of anything yet. Oh, and my neck. I thought I heard something crazy, but then again, it might be my own voice. My next book is almost finished. It's going to be coming out on the 7th. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see kind of like what the cover is going to look like. All, which one? All of them? Well, a lot of them. But I mean, she's actually the one that actually even got my channel to blow up in the first place. So I had to give her all the credit, and my friend Kendra. Oh, actually, speaking of that, while I'm thinking about it, now there comes a time where, you know, I posted on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, that pretty much like on the 7th of next month, I'm gonna be having my book come out, and it's actually something very meaningful to me. Like, it's pretty heavy. And somebody, oh I know, thought it was their place to say that that I'm stupid for whatever faith that I have that's not like theirs. And I mean, to be completely honest, it's the time where I think it's pretty evident that, hey, you have your faith, I have mine. You can keep yours to yourself. But the thing is, I don't need to be saved. Yeah, and gym right now, yeah, because this is essentially like my my day job, and you know, YouTube and all this other stuff is my night job. But don't get me wrong. There's nothing that I commend. Yeah. If you go onto my channel page, and if you click on the About section, or actually if you go down below in the description box, there should be a link that goes to lulu.com, and it'll actually take you right to the book, and you can just order it off there. Well, in order for you to open the third eye, essentially, to best put it, symbolically, the third eye is essentially, you know, you're seeing with your mind's eye, and it's beyond just seeing and downloading, because you can actually have one of your senses open to actually detect the energy and all around it. But the thing is, just because you have one part of the third eye open, because there's the ability to see that, you know, the common man can't see. The same thing with hearing, and also taste, smell, feel, and there's another one I'm trying to. There was another one, but anyway, you actually might even have one of these open right now. And actually, believe it or not, one of the most common third eye signals that showing that is open is actually people that hear voices. Right now, I'm just really just answering questions because nobody's actually asked anything yet. But they're not going to be that long. It's like going to be like 1 or 2 cards max. But like for people that actually have like schizophrenia and psychosis, they primarily the ones that hear things. Actually, it's funny that you say that, because I've actually felt that. Yeah. Well, whichever the question is, but make sure it's not like really crazy. Yeah, but I mean, still, people that do have psychosis and the schizophrenia symptoms of like hearing and seeing things, usually that means those are the ones that actually have those third eye abilities already opened, but they're not able to comprehend from real fact. In fact, that's the dangers of it. A jinn, well, the thing is with a jinn, it's just like any other spirit, to be honest. You just go about it as if it was a person. And you just treat it as if it's a person. If you don't want it there, you can just tell it, I do not want you here. Please leave. If it doesn't leave, then you can get a little feisty with it and say, I said, could you please leave me alone? Because in the end of the day, it doesn't matter who or what it is. If you don't want it near you, you have the right to say to it, I don't want you near me right now, dude. And I don't know you. But if you do know them, and if they keep bugging you, then you take on the measures to get rid of it. But if you're comfortable, then interact with it. But if you don't want to interact with it, you have the right to stand up and say no. There we go. 1. Okay. So Sly, there is a masculine figure that's trying to woozy woo you, or like some spiritual figure that's trying to seduce you, and you don't want anything to do with it. Or there's some figure that's trying to give you a book or some knowledge and trying to be a bit mature with the way that they give you the spiritual information, and it's just not appealing to you. Or there's an aquatic associated figure or divinity that's trying to interact with you and you just don't want to interact with it. Like, for example, say if you're not drawn to Poseidon, not drawn to I don't know if you consider crypt as one, because some people do. Let's see. Or like mainly a masculine water spirit, like even the divine Nord, maybe. But since, you know, it has a bit of an Arabian feel, I'm mainly getting a figure that's spiritually aware, but it's just that the way that they're giving their advice is not really that appealing. At least that's what I'm getting for Sly. Now, what did you say? Biscuit's pretty hard, boy. My significant other actually struggles with it. He actually struggles with it, and I've actually seen him go from being perfect, at least to my standards, absolutely perfect, and then slowly decaying into it. He's gotten better, but having him go from perfectly coherent, perfectly fine to that, and it's hard, but the thing is that the best thing to do is you have to be able to look and see, okay, person. Because I only see him just as him. I don't see the condition. I just see him more than anything. Because one of the hardest things when interacting with people with that challenge is that sometimes it can affect you. And it did affect me. And it takes a lot, but it can be doable, and it can be prevented, and it can be slowed down, and it can be mitigated. It won't fully go away, and it is what it is, but not a good enough reason for me just to drop him. 12 years next month. Yeah, 12 years. Oh. Wouldn't want it any other way. Okay, so. Next question. Here. For Shrill. Let's see. Shrillvin. The 2 for him. Number 1. The Knight of Twigs. So it might be a figure that is Arthurian, maybe? Or I'm getting mainly Arthurian. Okay, Arthurian with Five of Pentacles. So let's just say that for you actually might be suppressed by a figure that is thinking that he's acting in nobility, but he's acting kind of tyrannical. So Shrillvin, there's a figure that is suppressing you and keeping you in this state of lack. And they're pretty swift and hot-headed. Or you actually might be noticing this, that somebody innocent is not going with the crowd, and then this knight's trying to get them to get back up. That actually might be surrounding you. Or this can be a call to action for you to become the Knight of Wands, to get yourself out of that state of being without comfort. Then Mike next. Okay, let's see. Alright, well, let's see who comes up for you. Okay, that's a weird way of doing it, but fine, we'll do it that way. There's one. And then we'll go with you. well, we got the king of pokey things, and then we got the queen of twigs. So, first thing that comes into my mind is, you can either have, oh, actually, here, look at this. Didn't you say that something was pulling you by the hair? Look where his hand's at, the back of his head, pulling his hair. Yeah, pulling it right by the hair. If there's a figure that might be a sun deity and is known to actually have a sword, it probably would be best to cut them off and actually try and seek a figure. And I'm getting Hera from this one. I would say be very careful and get a figure that's loud and pretty hot-headed in order to push whatever's pulling the back of your head. Because yeah, I mean, I didn't like how that one came out. That kind of gave me the creepy DVDs. Okay, for Mika. All right, Mika. Good things coming for her. 2, 1. We got justice. We got some balancing, and then somebody getting voodooed in the chest. Because there's actually a voodoo doll being pinned to the ground. And, oh, really? Oh, this is good. Well, look at this. Are you laughing at me? Piss it. So we have Justice and Queen of Cups. So, Mika, well, looks like there's going to be adjudication that's going to actually give you the purest fulfillment. So essentially, if someone has caused you harm, there's going to be, karmic justice being brought to them, but you have to initiate the work onto them, and then you'll be able to get back to your best standing. And then, what was the next one? Okay. And Mars feelings and intent. Okay. So we'll go with just 2. Feelings and intent. His feels. Again, well, Queen of Wands, well, we have he's feeling quite motivated and very like a cheerleader. But really, with this queen, though, she's kind of like, well, aren't you just the cute one? All right. And, well, feels like the Queen of Wands to you and wants to pull you down into the ravine with her. So, I mean, if that doesn't sound like a good time, I don't know what does. So, yeah, I would have to say it's both positive. Okay, I have time for one more. Just one more. I'm going to put my mask on because I have to. Okay, so Kayla. Okay, let's see. For Kayla, we got a cheesy romance. Okay, and this one was the 10 of Wands, but I'm an intuitive reader, so that way you know. Queen of Wands and then the 10 of Wands, but this is a 10 of Wands that looks like the guy is being pulled into, the cave underneath. So essentially, there's this cheery girl aspect to her, or whomever, and they're trying to keep you pulled in, and the intention is to pull you in and keep you. Because you notice how he's about to fall in there, like, oh no, she's got me. No! If that makes sense. Hello, Moon Enchantress. So, Kayla, so far we have a union, and it's cheesy. And it's seeing eye to eye, and with a wow. So we have so Kayla, we have you becoming how do I put this? You're being followed by fangirls and fanboys, and you don't want any of them because you don't see the connection in either one of them. So, despite, you know, there being a lot of options chasing after you, like, hey, pick me! No, pick me! No, silly, she wants me! No, she wants me! No, she wants me! No, you're not really fond of any of them. All you want to do is be like, look, I want a real connection here. Fine, I'll do one more card. I said one, not two. And then this other figure is a Queen of Sass, Queen of Swords for that Two of Cups, because that's the individual you're looking for. Someone who's not going to have BS and is not afraid to, you know, cut off some guys' heads. So, the connection is there. It's just that be very aware that there's a lot of figures that kind of are coming like towards you, and they're trying to get your attention, and you don't want nothing to do with them because they don't have this. They don't have that sassiness. And that's the last one I got. That's the last one I have time for because my other, like the client that's here is here. But now I have to go. But as soon as I'm available, I'll come back and I'll just see you guys later. It was really short. Sorry.